say my thumb is getting warmer and my thumb is getting warmer and see a blister form on the thumb. If the mind is concentrated, we have control of the entire body. So this leads up to the pranayama. And as we said, every cell runs on oxygen. When we do jogging, we're bringing in more oxygen to the system, but it's being used up in the arms and legs. But when we do pranayama, the oxygen can then be brought into the system and used wherever the body needs it to repair tissue, to make better substances, for each cell to work better. So doing pranayama is kind of like putting money in the bank, because oxygen is the currency, and charging the battery. Do you have a question? Anyone?
Why do we hear so often that precautions about headstand? Is that because of the flow of the blood to the head, or what?
Sure. Again, the pressure in the small veins of the head, of headstand. So you want to be very careful. Even coming up into headstand, or even shoulder stand, it's important to be careful of the neck. And we had an example of a doctor who had been doing his yoga postures before, and then because of the way we as doctors live such exemplary lives, hadn't done his yoga in about 6 weeks or so, came up into a quick shoulder stand and pinched a nerve in his neck and suffered for the next few months until he happened to show up at our clinic and get a few chiropractic treatments and was cured. But you can do harm to the neck if either in shoulder stand or headstand by coming up too fast.
Will you perhaps next time you're here, since I know we're running out of time tonight, talk about the reasons why women who are menstruating shouldn't be doing asanas?
Sure. In fact, we might spend a section on yoga and women and do that. It would be good if any of you have questions to write them out, because in the last session I'm going to just deal with written questions and verbal questions. But just try to spend plenty of time with question and answers. To finish up with pranayama, of course the Bhastrika or bellows breathing, you can see stimulating liver, digestion. The heat, the fire area, is in Chinese medicine located down here. So fanning the fire of digestion, very important. It's amazing to me how much we ordinarily don't use the full expansion of the chest. We ordinarily take in and out about 500 cc's, but people who've been trained in yoga, after 6 months of yoga training, their average breath is 600, 700 cc's, so the average breath is deeper. That means averagely they have more oxygen available to their tissues and to their brain. So it's really beneficial to have this kind of yoga practice. I can see the difference even in 3 weeks or so that you've been here. Fantastic difference from when you got up and introduced yourself. So doing the postures has really been proved in your own bodies. And then the alternate nostril breathing, as you know, the right side is the heat, and the left the cool. Ha-tha yoga. Ha, the sun, tha, the moon. Balancing the sun and moon within ourselves, balancing the male-female within ourselves. And that's very important when we get to meditation, because the right side is controlled by the left brain, and the left brain is going 1, 2, 3, 4 and counting and putting things in the proper position, analyzing and defining. And the left side, controlled by the right brain, is creative, imaginative, expansive, intuitive, all those things. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is going on, and there's not too much exchange between them. But during the process of pranayama, by stimulating, there's brain tissue in the nose. The olfactory nerves are made out of brain tissue, and it comes down into the nose. It's stimulating up into the brain by the different pranayama, stimulating and getting better connection between the two sides of the brain. And getting to that place of meditation where exchange between the two sides takes place. And what has been done in terms of yoga research shows that when we're thinking, normally the different parts of the brain will give off different brain waves. But during a deep state of meditation, they start to get in sync, and all the areas of the brain start to get in sync with each other. They communicate. And this kind of communication allows us to expand both the side of us which categorizes, thinks, counts, and so forth, and the side of us which goes beyond the limitations of the way we define reality. And allows us to feel the peace of our true nature and to live that peace. So I hope you continue to experience that through your practices, and I'll see you next week and we'll have time for more questions. So maybe we could just have a little closing chant and see you at meditation tomorrow morning. So expanding the chest fully, all 3,700 cc's. Oh.